This evening on House Home, the National Development Bank joins us once again talking on finances. Norman of PIMS shares his values on education and proper education, the tools and skills we need today moving forward, and we take a look at what the Youth Health Club does. And if you're in need of a new furniture, then you're not going to want to miss this week's Brian Bell segment, showcasing a vast range of furniture available at Brian Bell. A very good evening to you all and welcome to House Home. Don't forget that tomorrow is a public holiday as we observe Remembrance Day, remembering our very brave who lost their lives during World War I and World War II, as well as those in general who died protecting our country's national security within PNG and abroad. So if you're planning on waking up at the crack of dawn and joining the many that will be held at the various memorial sites around the country, paying their respects to our fallen brave, thank you. Moving on, first up this evening, we join Norman of PIMS.
Good evening, viewers. Welcome to this, the 24th and final PIMS episode on the House and Home program. As such, I'd like to say a few thank yous before proceeding further. Firstly, I'd like to thank the management and staff of MTV, both Lay and Port Moresby, for making it possible for PIMS to be on the House and Home program for the past 12 months. A big thank you to Patricia Pope and all the support staff of MTV POM that have helped us so much throughout. We do not forget PIMS staff of both Lay and POM for their valuable support as well. My co-presenter, Mr. Bruce Copeland, prominent in that list. Thank you as well to my families in Lay and POM for doing their part all along. Last but not the least, the viewers from all corners of the country. Thank you for all the support and encouraging feedbacks that has helped us and kept us motivated to reach the end of this series of PIMS episodes. Thank you all indeed. We started this series of PIMS episodes on the topic of school dropouts. I think it is fitting that we end the episodes on the same issue. The main motivating factor that drove me to set up PIMS 18 years ago in 1996 was the school dropout problem, giving a second chance, an alternate and continuing chance to school dropouts and disadvantaged students to complete the secondary equivalent education. Dropouts are not necessarily failures. They are victims of our bottleneck education system as well as other circumstances. School dropouts have aims and aspirations to succeed in life, just like all other students. In fact, many students value a second chance and hence do a much better job of it. We at PIMS are proud, satisfied and happy to have helped thousands of school dropouts across the country in the past 18 years progress and succeed. Many are living worthwhile, meaningful and productive lives with their families today. However, take it from me, much more needs to be done on the school dropout front. If anything, the school dropout challenges facing us in the future will be many times greater. To put things into context, let me remind viewers yet again on some school dropout numbers. The typical school dropout or not selected percentage rates in recent years for grade 8, 10 and 12 students are these. The dropout percentage for grade 8 students has been at 40%, representing 40,000 plus students. For grade 10, the dropout percentage has been at a huge 75%, representing in excess of 30,000 students. The dropout percentage for grade 12, which currently stands at 70%, or 13,000 plus students, represents those students that cannot find places at tertiary institutions in our country. When the free and compulsory education policies get fully implemented in the next decade, grade 8 and 10 dropouts will be eliminated, with potentially all students progressing to grade 12. When that happens, the grade 12 percentage dropout each year after that will be in excess of 95%, representing more than 100,000 students. A good number of students who drop out of our urban schools will remain in our towns and cities and will not go home to a village as such. Many kids born and raised in town most probably hardly go to their parents' village or villages for most of their lifetime for many reasons. As a result, These urban kids have minimum or no link with village relatives, village folks, village culture, customs and traditions, land, and so on. They are totally alienated from the village setting and culture and therefore cannot go there after dropping out of school. This alienation becomes complete when these kids' parents or guardians are deceased. Other dropouts from non-urban schools seeking opportunities may also choose to migrate to our towns and cities in large numbers, further compounding the situation. In fact, in 2008, a World Bank-funded rapid assessment report projected that by 2015, the national capital youth population is expected to increase by another 13%. This translates to about 100,000 people between the ages of 15 and 29 calling Port Moresby their home. I saw some unemployment figures from a respected Papua New Guinean accountant and writer not so long ago. He said, and I quote, "The army of educated but unemployed young people is filling the streets at the rate of 40,000 per year. Only 500,000 out of a workforce of 4.8 million hold paid jobs. The unemployment or underemployment in our country stands at 87%. Let me hand over again to Mr. Bruce Copeland for the last time to continue talking about mastery learning in English at PIMS and the Norman Sike Institute, NSI.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, on this our last program on educational matters. My final contribution to the education process has been through 2 books. The first was advertised last week with 260 exercises in practical writing skills. It is entitled A Handbook of Writing Skills for Schools. Once the penny drops across the nation about these amazing books, there will be a tsunami of requests. But now we have a second book entitled Latin and Greek Roots for Schools. It too is a wonderful book that gives self-teaching in vocabulary. It will give a new learning experience to all people, from parents, students, teachers and workers. Once a reader has been through the hundreds of words in the book, they can add 600 new words to their personal vocabulary. The book is organized to provide new words based on Latin and Greek, and then have the reader test themselves and check the answers. They are not learning baby words, but quality words that they may never have seen before. They will see the groups of words and understand common threads of meaning that come from common prefixes, roots and suffixes. This book contains hundreds of such words that will add richness to the word power of the reader, no matter what age. Every student should have this book in their home or school bag. People should regard this book as a perfect birthday or Christmas gift. It gives its money worth to any person interested in words. If you should buy one book or both, please come down to PIMS NCD, down from the market near Erima Bridge. There will be an advertisement in the media within a day or 2. Please allow 14 days from tonight for the second book to be ready from the printer. The first will become available within 2 more days. We are standing by to have thousands printed. Students and schools outside Port Moresby can order books with a payment of 30 kina per copy plus 10 kina postage to the school account 1000489 at the BSP Bank. You can call any phone number on the screen to make inquiries. It would be useful for schools to obtain several books for English teachers. Any person who seriously masters these patterns will find their writing has a new flow and polish. It has been an amazing experience to be working with Mr. Siki. Before I began an association with him, I was wandering the wilderness with my mastery learning strategy. Now that OBE is about to leave us and standard-based education focused on standards, it seems that we are well placed to develop systematic curriculum through sequences of learning skills. Thank you, Mr. Siki. Good night, Olgeta.
Thank you yet again, Mr. Copeland. Well said. Congratulations on the second book. We remind interested students again, our certificate in mastery learning in English for semester 2 2014 at PIMS and the Norman CK Institute NSI, plus the other courses in matriculation, grade 12 upgrading, correspondence, business, computing, accounting, and others started 2 weeks ago. Application forms and information on both PIMS and NSI courses, including book orders, can be obtained by using the following contact details and locations as shown on the screen. Officers are on standby right now to take your calls. Phone 721-53255, 727-33345, 325-4815, and 479-0303. The 7 PIMS and NSI center locations are as shown: NCD, Ley, Medang, Wewak, Keviang, Manus, and the Younger Province. To conclude, the social settings described above, both projected and existing, are telling us in no uncertain terms that life, the hopes and dreams for many of our young people in future will be a real challenge. Finding educational and employment opportunities will get harder, and many, if not the majority, will be denied and left high and dry. It is bad enough when we have so many unemployed citizens due to the lack of education. It gets tougher when educated people themselves cannot find jobs, as cited by one of the above reports. It is natural. When educated people cannot find jobs, they will start to question the worth, the value, the use, and the relevance of education, as in many developed countries. Far from it. No matter what the situation or circumstance, education will never lose its worth, its value, its use or relevance. Opportunities will be found sooner or later, which brings me to an important closing point which I want to make. In the context of difficult times ahead on the school dropout and employment front, a different and more helpful mindset towards the pursuit of education is needed. Our concept of education as primarily for paid jobs is not entirely correct and should be changed or broadened. This is because not all educated people will find it easy to get a job. Getting a job is an important reward for getting a good education, but it is not and should not be the only option. The broader, better, and more helpful view is that education that you get enables you to pursue other life options and opportunities, including paid jobs. The lifetime knowledge and skills that are obtained through education enables people to be innovative and self-starters in various business or other activities. When times get really tough, many of us will be forced to make the most and best use of what education we have to help ourselves. That's the new and better mindset that we all should have from now on. Many people who have transformed this world and brought big changes for the betterment of humanity and society have had the courage to turn their backs on paid jobs and venture out on their own. I am one example, and many other successful people in business and other areas in our country are also examples of that too. To those in positions of leadership, trust, responsibility, and decision-making at all levels, the numbers, statistics, and data presented tonight and throughout the episodes leave no doubt that social storm clouds are slowly but surely gathering on our nation's horizon. The pool of dissatisfied and frustrated have-nots is growing. The country cannot say it is rich when so many of its people live in poverty and alienation. With so much at stake and the challenges so great, we cannot afford. We do not have the luxury. We are not in a position to squander, mismanage, misuse, or misappropriate the benefits and blessings of our natural resources. We shoot ourselves in the foot time and time again when you continue to do that. It diminishes and reduces our ability to create conditions, the environment, the platform that allows, encourages, and enables participation and engagement of as many of our citizens as possible in meaningful and productive activities in our development. Keywords: participation and engagement, and this should be the cornerstone of countermeasure strategies and plans to prepare us deal with the major and serious development challenges ahead. For as long as we steadfastly and at all times pursue equal and fair participation, engagement, inclusion, and sharing of benefits for all our citizens, not just a few, all our citizens, we will not go wrong. We can deal with our problems no matter how large or challenging they are. Good night, viewers. Good night, all. It has been a pleasure throughout. See you all someplace, sometime in the near future. Take care. Thank you. Good night and God bless.
Thank you, Norman. It was a pleasure having you and your team on House Home, sharing some very valuable insight on our education system, sharing your views on the importance of education, and stressing why it is essential that learning of the English language and teaching of the English as a subject is very important. It is true that many benefits do come from having learned and being taught English well. After the break, the National Development Bank talks more on finances.
House Money Talkout is proudly brought to you by the National Development Bank. House Money belong you me.
Hello and good evening. Welcome to this segment of NDB House Money Talkout. The National Development Bank has two 100% owned subsidiary companies, the People's Microbank Limited or PMBL and NDB Investments. This evening, we feature NDB Investments with attention given to its current BizBox promotion it is running. Let's welcome the Chief Executive Officer of NDB Investments, Mr. Des Yaninen, to the program to tell us more about the BizBox promotion. Good evening, Des.
Good evening, Michelle, and good evening, viewers. It's a pleasure to be on the show.
Firstly, what can you tell us about the BizBox promotion concept?
Well, first of all, some background. The government is committed to growing the economy through wealth and employment creation by providing and creating opportunities to grow small to medium enterprises. The first of which came under the SME stimulus package to our people via the National Development Bank back in 2013. Now, this featured the lowest interest rates for all commercial loans right across the board at only 6.5%, when other lenders charged between 9 and 30% interest. The other initiative was the reintroduction of the Stretpassen Business Incubation Program that was hugely successful over 2 decades, from the late 70s to the mid-90s, when it was then known as the Stretpassen Store Scheme. Now, my company, NDB Investments, is now responsible for the delivery of the Stretpassen Business Incubation Program. Under this program, we grow businesses by offering them an incubation package which features training, funding and support. Now, the BizBox promotion is driven by 2 key considerations in the market today, Michelle. The first is the high barriers to entry into the retail and merchandising sector, given the high cost of purchasing or building shops today, or even leasing shops, and the fact that most of the prime locations for shops in our towns and cities have already been taken. It generally costs over R1 million kina just to acquire an existing shop in a prime location.
What must a person do to participate in this promotion?
Well, all anyone has to do is simply text the word BizBox, that's spelled BIZBOX, to 16632 for your chance to win one of these fully kitted business in a boxes. Now, each text costs only 49 toya, and the total value that we're offering is over 200,000 kina. So how good is that?
What has the response been like since the launching of this promotion?
We first launched this promotion a little over 2 weeks ago, and the response has been overwhelming. Every day we get thousands of people texting in, so that really shows the level of interest that our people have in setting up their own businesses. And we encourage you, if you haven't texted in, please text in. It's text the word BizBox, that's BIZBOX, to 16632 for your chance to win a BizBox.
What happens after a winner is announced?
Well, basically, after a winner is announced, he comes to us with his concept, whatever he wants in a shipping container, we'll have that built for him, and then we'll have it shipped to his location of choice. We'll have it set up, and then after that we'll provide him some small business training to run his BizBox profitably, and we'll also provide him ongoing business support over 2 years.
Would you like to add anything before we wrap up?
Yeah, thanks. Well, basically this promotion, the BizBox promotion, is just to introduce the product to the market. After it ends, we'll open up applications for Papua New Guineans to apply to NDB Investments to operate one of these BizBoxes wherever they are. And that's just one of the many business incubation programs that we're developing for Papua New Guinea to grow local SMEs.
Thank you very much, Des, for the insight into this exciting promotion that NDB Investments is currently running.
Thanks, Michelle. It's been a pleasure to be on the program to talk about the promotion.
Now let's take a quick look at the promotion.
Do you have a business idea? Do you want to start your own business? Well, guess what? Streetpass in Business will make your dreams come true. Just text BizBox or BIZBOX to 16632 for your chance to win a 20-foot container fully kitted business in a box. It comes with customized fabrication to suit your need, equipment and stock to suit your business, freight to any major center in PNG, small business training, and 2-year free business support, all to a total value of over 200,000 kina. The more you text, the more chances you get to win. Only 49 toya. Offer ends 8th of August 2014. Terms and conditions apply.
There you go, viewers. You should now know all about the BizBox promotion. Once again, the BizBox promotion ends on the 8th of August. Simply text the word BizBox to 16632 for your chance to win. So don't miss out on this great opportunity. Well, that brings us to the end of this segment of House Money Talkout. But before we go, remember, when you're thinking of starting or growing your own business, think NDB. House Money belong you me. Good night.
House Money Talkout was proudly brought to you by the National Development Bank. House Money belong you me.
If you'd like to know more on what the National Development Bank can offer you in terms of savings or starting a small business, don't hesitate to pay them a visit. Now, we have seen a number of Christian-associated organizations work hand in hand to combat issues concerning our troubled youths. Some of these youths find themselves caught up on the wrong side of the tracks in lifestyle because of the lack of proper adult guidance to educate the rights and wrongs in life or how to become a better person in life, and mostly the lack of education about Christian values as a means of following, as a guide of living a meaningful life. One group known as the Youth Adolescence Club deals with a growing concern resulting in unwanted pregnancies and sexually transmitted diseases by better educating youths on adolescent reproductive and sexual health. It is supported by the Young Women's Christian Association. Up next, we take a look at what the Youth Adolescence Club is all about and the projects they undertake. That's coming up right after these messages. In this segment, we found out more about the Youth Adolescence Club, or the YA Club, which ensures that young people are informed to use their knowledge and skills to recognize their potential in contribution to a society where they are healthy, they are respected, and they lead with influence. Youth Adolescence Health, or the YA Club, is a training ground for much peer education on sexuality, body image, self-esteem, and respectful relationship, teen pregnancy and male responsibility, HIV and AIDS, including sexually transmitted diseases, or the STDs. The Youth Adolescence Health Club is housed by the Young Women's Christian Association, as its humble beginnings came out of the Adolescents Reproductive and Sexual Health Project. It is currently made up of nearly 200 members, comprising schools in the nation's capital and surrounding settlements. The Youth Adolescence Health Club, or the YA Club, was established to form a meeting place for the people in the city to raise concerns of their sexuality and reproductive health. At the time of establishment, on the belief that young people are the greatest integral human asset for developing smart, safe, and healthy wise Papua New Guineans. They are energized, creative, and very productive at their young age, where their qualities can be exploited for nation building. The Youth Adolescence Health Club is a membership organization, and therefore decision-making involves all members, which enables them to educate themselves through planning and organizing of the group's activities. The Youth Adolescence Club is made up of young Papua New Guineans, both men and women, from all walks of life that believe in an improved, safe and confidential reproductive health services and access to quality information for youth and adolescents. NAYA embraces all youth in PNG, both in school and out of school, including those living with HIV and other vulnerable and marginalized young people. The YA Club's stronghold is based on their beliefs in the Bible as the Word of God and the principles set in practice for our lives, with respectful relationship, equality, godly family values, self-respect, integrity, and sound leadership. Their mission is to be an informed youth population for developing smart, safe, healthy, and wise Papua New Guineans. Their goals are to promote ethical morale and godly leadership excellence among young Papua New Guineans, among young people as future leaders and citizens through useful, healthy actions. Hand in hand to also promote home-grown, good governance models and best practices through youth leadership, first in health, followed by other common concerns.
Youth and adolescents' health focus is on sexual reproductive health and rights, and also a major understanding for young people and also their older counterparts to really understand their gender identities, their responsibilities, and also differentiate between sex and gender. Not only that, but also to empower young people in all aspects. So YA is being funded by UNFPA. However, it has built partnerships with, just to name a few, like National Department of Health, with UNFPA and other stakeholders as well. It depends on whatever the missions or the objectives of each organization and stakeholders have with the same wavelength with YA. YA has participated both nationally and internationally. So at the national level, we've got trainers of trainers being trained, and then we also have young people involved in media coordination, and also we took advantage of the Talkstrat program, which normally comes out on NBC radio, 90.7 FM. That's every Tuesday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. So YA was formed through the ASH project, as I have mentioned earlier, and it was founded by Samuel Malu Maila, one of the volunteers of YWCA. And then YA also started as a meeting place for young people where they used to discuss about confidential information and issues concerning youth. And from then on, the founder also took initiative and indulged a lot of young people through school peer education training programs. And that's how the club actually started. So the peer education programs cover certain topics on HIV and AIDS, STIs, teenage pregnancies, unwanted pregnancies, and life skills. Covering all these topics, when we talk about life skills, it's not talking about the trade skills that we have. It simply means self-discovery, and it's built on 4 foundations, which is called the Circle of Courage. So young people identify themselves of how many groups or their identities of who they belong to, and their generosity, how well they can give and how committed they are, and also what are some of the things that they master, the mastery. So it's stepping into young people's potentials and starting from point 0 to getting somewhere else. So over the years, YA has produced a lot of youth leaders, and successfully those who didn't have hope at all before starting school at high school or primary schools, and they've adventured into universities, colleges, and also professionals in the media and other sectors as well. Young people can be patronized and marginalized. It depends on how you really approach to young people. Working with young people has been fascinating because it is a transitional stage and period where someone has to think whether he or she is an adult or he or she is a teenager. So in the transitional period, it takes a lot of questions to answer to for young people, and also to self-discover themselves and really the fascinating potentials that they have that you can tap into. So yeah, the programs that YA runs are at the duration of 2 weeks. And after the trainings, we do evaluate, and then we do memberships. We invite young people to be members of YA. And then from there, they become peer educators, so the flow of information is circulating within their peers. Everyone is allowed to join the club, even if you are a teenage parent, or if you are a girl who is unwanted, or like I said, it cuts across youth from all walks of life. So you can pick up a registration form anytime at the Papua New Guinea National YWCA office. That's Bisini Parade, Baobab Street, East Boroko. So it's just opposite of Paradise International High School. You can also follow us, like the page on Facebook, that's Youth and Adolescence Health. And then like the page and you get our feedbacks from there. We also have an open group where you can join and we post useful information, and where young people can be well informed to make decisions that are meticulous and distinctive for them, so that they deliver genuinely.
Taking a look at one of the very few established youth groups in Papua New Guinea, and that is the Youth Adolescence Health Club. They inform the youth for smart, safe, healthy and wise Papua New Guineans. Up next, we go shopping for furniture right after these messages.
Hey, Mr. B.
Good evening, viewers, and welcome to another episode of House and Home with Brian Bell. I'm Jane Takilala. A home is not a home without the presence of good people or family and some form of quality furniture. When it comes to decorating your house, we have a variety of quality products that will fill your entire house and make it a home. So tonight I will introduce a variety of exceptional quality furniture which we have available. When it comes to choosing your furniture, you need to consider a few points: the color option, fabric type for comfort, the size of furniture compared to your apartment size, and of course quality products come at a price. Our first product comes from Torino Furniture. It features a sofa which is a great addition to any living room. It has high-grade plantation rubber, wood and metal fittings. Its lounge cushion has springs for that extra comfort. Even if the elasticity is stretched, it always returns to its original position, which makes it more durable. It is available in 3-seaters, 2-seaters and 1-seater set to match any family size, and can also be purchased individually as per customer request. Apart from sofas, Torino Furniture also covers a wide range of other furniture, including Torino coffee tables, 3-piece wall unit, cabinets with 3, 4 and 5 shelf compartments, side tables, sideboard and 3-door coffee table. Our second product features timber lounge sets. They come in a variety of designs, so you have options available to you when it comes to theming your room or matching your decor. It's classic and has different fabric choices available. They come in 3-seaters, 2-seaters and 1-seater to match various apartment sizes, and can be purchased individually as well. If you love hosting parties but space is an issue to you, then why not invest in these portable chairs and table. These can be used for outdoor functions, birthdays, picnics, general purposes, and the list is endless. Once you're done with your folding tables and chairs, all you do is fold it up and store away. They're easy to clean and do not occupy a lot of space. They are convenient and user-friendly. They feature metal frames, and the table have honeycomb structure on the top, which gives more strength compared to plastic tables. Space and having a bit of privacy in an office is an issue for many of us. But here at Brian Bell, we have the solution for you. If you work in a crowded or very spacious office and need some order in your workforce, then why not invest in office furniture or workstations? We have the widest range of office desks and chairs, from clerical to managerial to top-level executive choices. What you need, we have. And we also have available the best workstations in town. It features aluminium framing with cable conduits. We have various layouts and endless options to choose from. And 3D diagrams can be done and shown to customer as he wishes. And as you can see, Brian Bell has products to suit every occasion. So remember, great products, great prices, that's Brian Bell. Until next time, I'm Jane Takilala. Have a good night.
Price, best quality, guaranteed at Brian Bell.
Right on, Mr. B.
Now that's a great range to choose from. Brian Bell caters for your lounge room furniture needs, bedroom, kitchen, outdoors, and your office furniture requirement. More on House and Home in a moment. Welcome back. A lot of people have this problem of dealing with sleepless nights. We live in this fast-paced life filled with stress, worry, and lack of self-care most times. You tend to find yourself in frantic moods, the need to rush, and before you know, it is the pressure mounting up. Stress takes lead in your life and you struggle day in and day out. Not a very nice place to find yourself in. Sleep is vital. Your body and your mind needs at least a good 7 to 8 hours of good rest. Besides that, you need to identify your contributing factors to your restless or sleepless night and either cut back or eliminate. Here are some sleeping tips to share with you on how you can manage to turn your sleeping habits around. Try not to get stuck into the bad habits or get unstuck from them, I would say. Identify things that contributed to your poor sleep patterns, starting with what foods and drinks you have been taking and what you lacked. For instance, if you're one that finds that your junk intake exceeded your need for nutritional meals, probably because you were too lazy to pack a sandwich or pack a fruit to take with you to work, and spent money unnecessarily on deep-fried foods. Try drinking enough water daily rather than drinking far too much coffee per day. These reasons may be why your body couldn't relax fast enough after work. If that's the case, then you need to turn that around. Increase your water intake, reduce your coffee intake, and if you need to drink more, drink green tea as a substitute for the rest of the day. Snack healthier and save a few keeners here and there in the process. The next contributing factor may be taking work home after hours. Generally, it's not ideal to take your work home with you, especially if you have a family to go home to. They need your time and you need theirs as well as a refreshing change from your hectic work life. However, if you need to take work home with you, try to give yourself enough time to power down on all your devices at least 3 hours before you get to bed. You'll also find that your other distraction from getting a good night's sleep is being on the phone and your laptop till early hours in the morning. Most times you'll find that it was not necessary and it became a bad habit. So by 8 a.m., try shut down your laptop and put your phone off. When you get the sense of a struggle to get to sleep, instead of watching the TV or a movie, get yourself into the habit of drinking a cup of green tea or chamomile tea and settle with a book or just flip through a magazine. It's a great way to wind down. Last but not the least, after a really tough day, instead of just taking it on and being grumpy for the rest of the evening, get yourself into doing some form of light exercise just to relieve the stress without adding physical stress to the body. A good afternoon walk or in half an hour to an hour at the gym is all that's needed. More on House and Home in a moment. Welcome back. We've just about come to an end of House and Home for this evening. Next week, BSP gives us another update for the month of July, and we join Jane and the team over at Brian Bell for more insight on quality buys at affordable prices at Brian Bell. This is where the House and Home team and I will leave you. Here's wishing you a very pleasant evening, and may the remainder of the week ahead be productive and a satisfying one. Until next week, keep on that journey to a healthier you with those regular exercises, enjoying the outdoors, and keep eating right. Good